Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Electrical Concepts. My name is Avigyan Roy. So in this video lecture, I am going to discuss on the topic skin effect in AC transmission. So first I shall give you the definition of skin effect, then I will explain this thing. Okay, so what is skin effect? It is nothing but the phenomena of alternating current to concentrate or accumulate near the conductor surface is called skin effect. So what is this? Let me elaborate. So first, let us assume this is your conductor and this is the cross section of your conductor. And for the time being, you just assume that this is a solid conductor, not stranded conductor. Okay. So solid conductor means this entire surface or the cross section is a pure solid metal. Okay. So now theoretically, that solid surface can be interpreted as the combination of infinitesimally small stranded conductor. Okay, it is just a theoretical concept that as because it is solid, so we can say it is made of infinitesimal small stranded conductors. Just theoretical concept. So now if it is made of very small, that means infinitesimal small stranded conductors, then definitely we can say each strand will carry some amount of current. Okay, so if each strand carries some amount of current, then definitely that strand will create a magnetic flux around itself. So suppose if the current direction is like this, it is coming outwards, for example, it is just coming outwards. So the direction of magnetic flux will be this, okay, according to thumb rule. Now we know that there are two kinds of fluxes available. One is called internal flux or internal magnetic field, and another is called external flux or external magnetic field. So these things, these are called external magnetic flux, and these things, these are called internal magnetic flux. Okay, now closely observe. So this point can be assumed to be an infinitesimal small strand. Okay, and likewise there are so many such infinitesimal small strands available here, and each will carry some amount of current, and and each strand will have a magnetic flux around itself. All right, so if you closely observe the strands which are present near the center of the circle, those strands will experience more flux. Okay, those strands will actually will be under the influence of more amount of flux. Why? See, if I talk about this point, if I talk about this small strand, so this is under the influence of this flux, this flux, okay, this flux, okay, even external flux also. So a strand which is near the center, that will be under influence of all the fluxes, all the possible fluxes, like both internal as well as external flux. But the strands which are present at the surface, okay, those strands are not under the influence of internal flux, rather they are only under influence of external flux. I hope you have understood this fact. Okay, so now you just imagine if a particular strand, now strand can also be considered as a conductor. So if a particular strand or a particular conductor is under the influence of more amount of flux, so it will experience more inductance. More inductance means more reactance, right? So it is the property of current that current will always follow the least amount of reactive path, least reactive path. Okay, so definitely at center, uh, the conductors or the strands are experiencing more flux, so they will experience more inductance. That means more resistive path will be offered at the center, so lesser amount of current will be flowing through the center part of the conductor, I mean entire conductor. So it is the nature of current to always follow the least reactive path. So bulk amount of current or charge will accumulate at the surface, outer surface of the conductor. So these are all positive charges. Okay, so majority of the charges will accumulate or concentrate at the surface. Okay, because at surface the reactance is lesser. That is why I have written the phenomena of alternating current to concentrate or accumulate near the conductor surface is called skin effect. So this is the skin effect. Okay, so now basically what happens is, if it is your cross section of the conductor, okay, suppose this is your overall cross section, but majority of the current or the charges are flowing through the surface of the conductor, or you can say through the skin of the conductor, outer skin of the conductor, or outer surface of the conductor. So this space is, I mean, it is not being used. Okay, because majority of the charges are flowing through the surface only, so this place is not being used. So we can say, although this is the total cross section, however the current is only using this much cross sectional area, only this much cross sectional area. So we can say, due to this skin effect, what happens is the effective area gets reduced. Okay, now as we know, the resistance is inversely proportional to the area. So if your area is reduced, your resistance will be increased. All right, so I will come to this point afterwards. Before that, one thing you should also see, that is, see here I have summarized this: greater magnetic flux near the center. Okay, I have explained why. Larger inductance, larger reactance, thus bulk of current flows through surface. This is the concept of skin effect. Okay, so skin effect increases the conductor resistance. Here I have explained why the resistance is increased, and which is called effective or AC resistance. What does that mean? Actually, in DC there is no inductance. Okay, there is no existence of inductance, because DC doesn't have any frequency. So definitely in case of DC conductor, the charge will be distributed uniformly throughout the surface of the conductor. There will be no such case that charge will be accumulated at the surface, because there is no such inductance concept. So charge will be flowing uniformly throughout the surface. Okay, so in that case the entire area will be used, and that is why the resistance which we get in DC system, that is called DC resistance, RDC. But here, due to the reduction of effective area, resistance gets increased, and that resistance is given the nomenclature RAC, and this RAC is called effective resistance or AC resistance. And always remember, RAC is always greater than RDC. Why? I have explained. Now what is the drawback? As because your effective resistance is increased, that means your loss will be increased. Loss is increased means your system efficiency will decrease. Okay, so this is the drawback of skin effect. See the next point. Skin effect is increased if your frequency gets increased. Normally, if your frequency is lesser than 50 Hz, then skin effect can be neglected. But if higher the frequency, higher will be your skin effect. So it is very clear that in case of DC system, frequency is 0. That means there is no existence of skin effect in DC transmission. Okay. Next point is, skin effect will be increased if your conductor diameter is increased. That means larger the conductor, higher will be your skin effect. All right. And last point is, skin effect is lesser in stranded conductor than the solid conductor. Why? Because I have already explained that the stranded conductor can be interpreted as the combination of infinitesimal small stranded conductors. That means in solid conductor we can say there are infinite number of strands present. All right, but in actual stranded conductor there are only limited numbers of strands are available. So obviously the skin effect will be reduced. All right, so I hope you have understood the overall concept of skin effect. And if you have understood this video, please like, share, comment and subscribe to our channel. Thank you very much.